Well, we were discussing about the chapter force and pressure. We already come across the what is a force, and we already learned force and also its the properties of force. So now let's move on to the further topic, that is the effects of force. Okay, what is the meaning of effects of force? So before going to understand that, we have two effects of force. So let me explore from you people only. So just see this activity. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, just see the activity here and observe what. Okay, now I have a ball over here, and now see here, does the ball is at the motion or it's at the rest? It's at the rest, right? Now I have given a gentle touch to the ball and it started moving, right? And what I have did here, and I stopped the ball here. It's meaning that when I want to move, first the object was at rest. When I want to move when I want to change this object which is rest to the motion, I have to give a gentle touch, which means I have to apply some force, right? So I have given some force in order to move that ball, and I have stopped this ball using once again my hand, which means once again I have to apply some force in order to stop this motion of the ball, right? I have to apply some force in order to move, in order to change the rest to the motion, and I have to apply the force again in order to stop its motion to the rest. So in both the case, I have to apply some force, right? So through this, what can we say? That is, a force can change the state of motion. Okay, a force can change the state of motion. See where I have shown you in this activity, you observe that I have to apply some force in order to move this ball from one place to another place, and I have to stop this ball using by applying force only. This effect you will be like experiencing in your daily life. Like if you want to stop your car or bike, you will apply of course a brake, right? So in order to stop something, you are supposed to apply some force, which means when the object is in the motion, then in order to stop that object which is in the motion, you are supposed to apply some force. Suppose, for example, you see I have a toy over here. I want to move this toy, I want to keep this toy in that some other place. So what I am supposed to do, I have to move this toy. Yes or no? This toy does not, this is not a key toy. Okay, if I place my toy here and I want to keep this toy in front of you people. So what I am supposed to do, I have to take and I have to lift and I have to keep it in front of you, which means I have to apply some force. So in order to move an object from one place to another place, some or the other force has to be act on that particular object that should be changed from one place to another place. So this is one of your effect of the force, that is force can change the state of a motion of an object, that is it can change from rest to motion and motion to rest. Now I have along with me a paper. Okay, see the paper, I have a paper along with me, and just observe what I'm going to do here. What did I do now? What was the shape of the first when I show you the paper? The shape of the paper was rectangle, right? When I fold it, it has become a square. When again I fold it, it has become a triangle, right? So in all the three cases, I am applying some force, right, in order to change the shape of this paper. So it has keep on change the shape of this shape. So which means I am applying some force in order to change the shape of this paper. Not only the paper. See, I am having now toy along with me. See, it is like this. Now I don't want this face to be like this. Irritation. See now. What happened for this face of the toy? It changed its shape, right? I don't want this toy's hand along with me. Close it like this. I don't want this hand. So what happened to this? I'm applying some force in order to don't want this hand. I don't want this hand means I have to apply this force in order to close this hand, right? So this is what we can say, that force can change the shape of an object. This you will be seeing daily. Your mom might have prepared for you daily chapati, right? What she will be doing is she will take atta and she will put some water, and she will squeeze it very well, and that roll she will take, and that duff she will make it as a chapati, right? So in each and every step of making a chapati, we'll see the different shapes of that chapati. That duff. Yes. So this is what the effect of your force, that force can change the shape of an object and also state of the motion of an object. Not only that, it can be changed. What else it can other change? See here, I have a rubber here. What's the size of the rubber band? Just you want to measure? Okay. So my shape or my size of this rubber band is now 8 centimeter. Okay. Now I have dragged this rubber band. Now measure. It is showing some 17 centimeter. So what can you people say from this? That is nothing but when I apply some force in order to drag this rubber band, is changing its size, right? If it can be happen in your case of the balloon also. Take a balloon and blow it off, and you will see the shape of it will shape also change, and size of the balloon will also change, right? So this is also one of the effect that a force can change the shape of an object, force can change the size of an object, and force can also change the state of the motion of an object. So these are your effects of the motion. Sorry, state of like a force. Okay. So now let's move on to the further topic. So these are the effects of the force. Now we should have some kinds of force, right? So commonly we have a two common classification in the kinds of the force. One is your contact force and one is your non-contact force. As the word itself is suggesting, one is a contact force and one is a non-contact force. You're already familiar with, you all well known English. So contact means what you know and non-contact means what you also know. So now see, in order to, I want to lift this water bottle. What I am supposed to do? A water bottle, please lift up. Am I Jadugar? No, I cannot. I cannot say this bottle to go up. Of course, I can say, but that bottle is not going up, right? So what I have to do in order to go this bottle up? I have to lift this bottle, of course, right? So what I am doing when I am lifting this bottle? Of course, I am applying some force. How are you applying some force? By through my hand. Yes, which means part of one of my body has come into the contact with this bottle, right? Which means one of our muscle, right? That one of our muscle will come in contact with that object. That is called a muscular force. So this is what your muscular force. Muscular force is a kind of force where there will be a physical contact between the two objects, that is called the muscular force. What is one more contact force? See, where I have shown you in an example in the one activity 1. Now I have given a gentle touch to this ball. Okay, gentle touch to this ball. 1 second. See, it is moving. It is moving. One second. Sorry. So since it is so very slow, sorry for the disturbance. Now you see, okay. I have given a gentle touch to this ball. Did you observe? I am not stopping this ball. Observe once again. I have given a gentle touch, but I have not stopped this ball. Right? Ball by itself, it stopped. Why it is so? There is some force acting on this ball. What kind of ball which is acting? Sorry, what kind of force which is acting on that ball? That is nothing but your frictional force is acting on that ball. Okay, so that frictional force is also one of your contact force. You will understand what is frictional force in very well in your next coming chapter, where one chapter completely it is of a friction. That is nothing but it is an opposing force. Okay, where why the ball has not stopped moving in the case of this table, because this table is a very smooth surface, but this is quite rough surface. That's why it's as stopped by itself by the opposing force. that is called the frictional force. Opposing force is called the frictional force. As I told you, we'll learn about the friction, chapter friction, in the next chapter. Okay, so your frictional force is also one of the contact force between you. Now then what can be your non-contact force? See, in the case of ball only, you see, I'm dropping this ball from the top. It has come down. See, I just dropped this and it has come down and it has stopped because I am holding with my hand. But between this gap, there should be some force, right? What kind of force it is? We are not flying on the ground. We are sitting. We are just walking. We are not flying. What kind of force is acting on between us? If we throw something up, again it is coming down. Simple force, you already know that. That is nothing but your gravitational force, which is a non-contact force, right? So we are not contact between that gravitational force, but we are experiencing that force. That is called your gravitational force. Okay. Then see, one more force is there along with me. Now I am taking a pieces of paper along over here. Okay. Let's take a pieces of paper. Make a small pieces. Okay, since I cannot produce that much charge along on my body. Okay, let me take a pieces of paper along with me, a small pieces of paper. You can try it in your home also. Now take some plastic pipe, or else right now I have a plastic scale along with me, and take some wooden wool cloth, or else a cotton cloth. Just rub this plastic very nicely. Okay, rub this plastic very gently, or else you can rub it to your head if it is quite oily. No, it should not be oily. Okay, rub it very nicely and just bring it closer to this small papers. Okay, observing, right? I hope you can see this. I hope you can see this. Papers are attracting towards the scale. See, paper has attracted towards the scale. Why it is so? Because when I rub this when I rub this with the woolen cloth, it has some charges. Okay, so that charges is called the electrostatic charges. So that is your electrostatic force. So this is also your non-contact force. We will learn about this also in the further classes. Now this are two or this your non-contact forces. And one more important force you have. You must have a very crazy with playing with the magnets, right? So that is also a non-contact force. Right now I don't have a magnet, so we'll be having a magnet. Take a magnet and bring an iron nail or something near to that magnet, and you will see it is attracting towards each other. That is because of the magnetic force between the two objects. Okay, this is your three non-contact forces. So we have learned about in today's class about the kinds of forces, that is a contact force and non-contact force, and the effects of force, that is how can a force can change the shape, size, and the state of the motion. So now let's move on to the further topic. Okay,